Negotiation isn't about winning or losing. It's not about demanding your way or compromising until no one is happy. Instead, imagine a negotiation where everyone walks away satisfied, feeling like they've gained something valuable. Sounds almost too good to be true, right? But that's the essence of Getting to Yes by William Ury and Roger Fisher, founders of the Harvard Negotiation Project. The book lays out a transformative approach to negotiation that prioritizes problem-solving over arguments. Let's start with a story. Two men argue in a library. One wants a window open for fresh air, while the other wants it closed to prevent his papers from scattering. The librarian, understanding their needs, opens a window in another room. This clever solution satisfies both men, demonstrating how negotiation isn't about splitting the difference, but addressing underlying interests. Similarly, imagine two children fighting over an orange. A parent cuts it in half, thinking this resolves the issue, but one child eats the fruit and throws away the peel, while the other uses the peel for baking and discards the fruit. If the parent had simply asked why each child wanted the orange, both could have gotten exactly what they needed. These stories highlight what negotiation should aim for, not compromise, but creative solutions that meet everyone's needs. So, how do you become the kind of negotiator who finds such win-win solutions? The book outlines 4 key principles. The first is to focus on interests, not positions. Instead of fixating on demands, ask why the other party wants what they want. Take the story of the coworkers arguing over the office air conditioning. One wanted it off because they were cold sitting under a vent. The other wanted it on for better airflow. Once their interests were clear, the solution, redirecting the vent, was obvious. This principle requires looking beyond rigid demands to understand the root of the issue. To uncover interests, ask questions, and listen actively. In negotiations, expressing genuine interest in the other person's needs often leads to solutions that benefit both sides. The second principle is to use fair standards. When disagreements arise, like a tenant and landlord arguing over rent, turning to objective criteria, market rates, legal requirements, or expert opinions, can provide neutral ground. For instance, when dividing a cake, letting one person cut and the other choose first ensures fairness. Similarly, in negotiations, objective standards help shift the focus from personal demands to impartial guidelines. Before negotiating, research benchmarks relevant to your situation. If you're discussing salary, bring industry pay scale data. By anchoring conversations in fairness, you reduce tension and foster trust. The third principle emphasizes inventing options for mutual gain. Returning to the orange example, instead of splitting it in half, the parent could have asked what each child wanted, allowing one to use the fruit and the other the peel. In practice, this means brainstorming creative solutions that meet the interests of all parties. If a supplier demands higher prices, but you need to cut costs, could you offer a longer contract in exchange for a discount? By exploring all possibilities, you can often uncover win-win solutions. During brainstorming, prioritize quantity over quality. Once ideas are on the table, refine and evaluate them collaboratively. The final principle is to separate people from the problem. Too often, negotiations fail because emotions and egos take center stage. The key is to be soft on the person, but hard on the problem. For example, if a colleague is defensive about deadlines, avoid personal accusations like "you're always behind." Instead, focus on the issue. "I'm concerned about meeting the deadline. How can we adjust?" Building rapport before negotiations can also make a big difference. Small efforts, like chatting beforehand or sharing common interests can ease tensions and improve outcomes. Studies show that simply establishing a connection increases negotiation success rates by 25 to 30%. But what happens when the other side doesn't play fair? Some people may use dirty tactics, like bluffing or manipulation. The solution? Call out the behavior calmly. For example, if someone's using good cop, bad cop, you could say, "It feels like we're playing roles here. Can we address the issue more directly? And what if the other side is more powerful?" This is where your BATNA, best alternative to a negotiated agreement, comes in. Think of it as your backup plan. For instance, having multiple job offers empowers you to negotiate salary with confidence. Before entering any negotiation, develop a strong BATNA to increase your leverage and reduce pressure. At its heart, negotiation is about understanding and addressing everyone's needs. It's about fairness, creativity, and maintaining relationships. Whether dividing an orange, closing a business deal, or resolving family conflicts, the principles from getting to yes can transform how you approach negotiations. Next time you face a tough discussion, ask yourself, am I focusing on interests or positions? Am I using fair standards? Have I explored creative options? And am I separating people from the problem? With these tools, you'll not only reach agreements, but build stronger relationships in the process. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.